Hello everyone, this is Saurabh and today we are reading 36 Stratagems, which is an ancient Chinese text that is used to illustrate a series of stratagems or strategies used in politics, war, and civil interaction. Now, the focus of this text, the 36 stratagems or strategies, is on the use of cunning and deception both on the battlefield and in court, and it has drawn comparison to Sun Tzu's Art of War and Yingyu's The Book of Swindles. The name of the collection comes from the Book of Qi and its seventh biographical volume, Biography of Wang Qingzi. Wang was a general who had served southern Qi since the first Emperor Cao of the dynasty. The 36 stratagems have variably been attributed to Sun Tzu from the spring and autumn period of China or Zhuge Liang of the Three Kingdoms period, but neither are regarded as a true author by historians. Instead, the prevailing view is that the 36 stratagems may have originated in both written and oral history, with a lot of different variations compiled by different authors throughout Chinese history. Some stratagems reference occurrence in the time of Sun Pin, approximately 150 years after Sun Tzu's death. The original hand-copied paperback, that is the basis of current version, was believed to be discovered in China's Shaanxi province on an unknown date and an author and put into print by a local publisher in 1941. This text only came into public's attention after a review of it was published in the Chinese Communist Party's Guangming daily newspaper on September 16, 1961. Subsequently, it was reprinted and distributed and it gained enormous popularity. Now, this text, the 36 stratagems or strategies, is divided into preface and 6 chapters, and every chapter contains 6 strategies each. The first 3 chapters generally describe tactics for use in advantageous situation, whereas the last 3 chapters contain strategies that are more suitable in a disadvantageous situation. The original text of this text, 36 Strategies, has a laconic style that is common to classical Chinese. Every proverb is accompanied by a short comment, not longer than a sentence or two, that explains how this proverb is applicable to military tactics. These 36 Chinese proverbs are related to 36 battle scenarios in Chinese history and folklore, predominantly of the Warring States period and the Three Kingdoms period. So, it has 6 chapters and every chapter has 6 strategies. So, let us read chapter 1 of the 36 stratagems. Part 1 or chapter 1 of the 36 stratagems or strategies deal with the strategies to win. So, the 6 strategies that are in this chapter are: cross the sea without the emperor's knowledge, besiege Wei to rescue Chao, kill with a borrowed knife, wait at leisure while the enemy labors, loot a burning house, make a sound in the east, then strike in the west. Let us study these strategies one by one. Man Tian Guo Hai. Tian here is used to mean the emperor, or Tian also means sky, but here it is used to mean emperor. Hai. Hai is sea. So literally this proverb or this strategy means to crossing or to cross a sea without the emperor knowing, or masking or concealing your real goals from those in authority, those who lack vision, by not alerting them to your movement or any part of your plan. Wei Chu Chao. Besiege Wei to rescue Chow. When the enemy is too strong to be attacked directly, then attack something he holds dear. Know that he cannot be superior in all things. Somewhere there is a gap in the armor, a weakness that can be attacked instead. The idea here is to avoid a head on head battle with a strong enemy, and instead strike at his weakness elsewhere. This will force the strong enemy to retreat in order to support his weakness. Battling against the now tired and low morale enemy will give a much higher chance of success. Also, it says that common enemy is worse than separate enemy. The ancients said, governing soldiers is like governing water. The sharp one avoids its front, like guiding, and weak one stuffs its weakness, like building a weir. Fighting against the enemy is like water control. If the enemy is strong, you must avoid the impact, such as diverting by the method of dredging. To the weak enemy, seize the opportunity to eliminate it, just like building a dike, coffer dam to prevent water from flowing away. Jie Dao Sha Ren. Kill with a borrowed knife. Attack using the strength of another. In a situation where using one's own strength is not favorable, trick an ally into attacking him, bribe an official to turn traitor, or use the enemy's own strength against him. The idea here is to cause damage to the enemy by getting a third party to do the deed. Borrowing a knife to kill a person is to use contradictory strategies to save your own strength. When the enemy's movements are known, the friendly friends who have tried every possible way to induce a warm attitude quickly send troops to attack the enemy, and their main force can avoid losses. The Tai Lao, wait at leisure while the enemy labors. It is an advantage to choose the time and place for battle. In this way, you know when and where the battle will take place, while your enemy does not. Encourage your enemy to expand his energy in futile quests, while you conserve your strength. When he is exhausted and confused, you attack with energy and purpose. The idea is to have your troops well prepared for battle, in the same time that the enemy is rushing to fight against you. This will give your troops a huge advantage in the upcoming battle, of which you will get to select the time and place. This plan emphasizes that letting the enemy be in a difficult situation does not necessarily only means offensive method. The key is to master the initiative, stand by and move. To change from one to another, to mobilize the enemy actively, to mobilize the enemy activity to create fighters, not to allow the enemy to mobilize you, but to try to lead the enemy's nose. Therefore, the word waiting should not mean or interpreted as passive waiting. Chen Huo Ta Jie. When a country is beset by internal conflicts, when disease and famines ravage the population, when corruption and crime are rampant, then it will be unable to deal with an outside threat or loot a burning house. This is the time to attack. Keep gathering internal information about the enemy. If the enemy is currently in its weakest state ever, attack it without mercy and totally destroy it to prevent further trouble. The original intention of taking advantage of the fire was to take advantage of others' fire and chaos, and then, when there was no time for self care, to rob others of their property. This strategy is used in the military to refer to when the enemy is in trouble or in crisis, it must take this opportunity to attack and subdue the opponent. Shang Tong Ti Shi, make a sound in the east, then strike in the west. In any battle, the element of surprise can provide an overwhelming advantage. Even when face to face with an enemy, surprise can still be employed by attacking where he least expects it. To do this, you must create an expectation in the enemy's mind through the use of a feint. The idea here is to get the enemy to focus his forces in a location and then attack elsewhere, which would be weakly defended. Tactically, this is known as an open feint. In front of everyone, you point west when your goal is actually in the east. The tactic of attacking the east and west have long been known to military strategists of all generations. So, it is necessary to fully estimate the enemy situation when using it. The strategy of attacking the east and west, it's a sudden and quick attack, and then to leave immediately to create an illusion, to induce the enemy to make wrong judgment, and then take advantage of the opportunity to destroy the enemy. In order to confuse the enemy's command, flexible and maneuverable actions must be taken.